The diagram shows a trapezium. We are given some of the dimensions here, and we're told that the area is 46. We need to show that x squared plus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we need to show where that comes from. And then in part B, we'll solve that. So we're told that the area of a trapezium is 46. So we're going to use this to help us get this. Remember the formula for the area of a trapezium is half a plus b times h, where a and b are the two parallel lengths and h is the height between them. So in this case, we're going to have a half of 3x plus 1 plus 5x plus 3 multiplied by 2x plus 3. All of that equals 46. Let me just explain that a bit more. So we've got the half here. A and b are the two parallel lengths added together. So we've got 3x plus 1 plus 5x plus 3. These are the two parallel lengths. And then we need to multiply that by the h, the height, which is 2x plus 3. I've put that in brackets because you've got two terms there. Right, let's try and simplify this as much as we can then. Inside this bracket here, I've got 3x plus 5x, which is 8x. I've got 1 plus 3, which is 4. Now, got a few options here. I could times both sides by 2 to get rid of this half here to try and make it a bit simpler. Or actually, I noticed that both of these half pretty easily. They're both even numbers, so I can half 8 and half 4 easily. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to half everything in here. That way, it'll be a bit simpler. So half of the 8x is 4x, half of the 4 is 2. So we get that stage. I'm now going to multiply this bracket out. So 4x times 2x is 8x squared. 4x times 3 is 12x. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm now going to collect up the like terms. So I've got 12x plus 4x, which is 16x. And while I'm at this, I'm also going to take the 46 away because I want it to equal 0. So I'm also going to take 46 away from 6. So 6 take away 46 is minus 40. And finally, I notice that all of these terms here can be divided by 8. 8 goes into all of these. So if I divide all the way through by 8, that's what I get, which is what I wanted to show. Right, part B. We want to solve this equation. So notice it says to 2 decimal places, so I know it's not going to factorise. I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula, you need to know this, is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Where a is the coefficient of the x squared, so in this case a is 1. B is the coefficient of the x, which in this case is 2. And c is the constant on the end, which in this case is minus 5. So substituting these numbers into the formula, we get x equals minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times minus 5. Now because c is a minus, I'm going to put that in brackets just to be safe. Whenever you get negatives with these, safest thing, put it in brackets to be sure that your calculator will work it out correctly. And then finally, 2 times a, so 2 times 1. Right, so if I substitute all that into my calculator, I'm going to have to do it twice, once for the positive, once for the negative. So we'll have put the fraction key first, minus 2. We'll do the positive one first. So plus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times minus 5 in the brackets like that, divided by 2 times 1, which is obviously 2. So we get that. We need to give our answer to 2 decimal places, so let's see what that is. So the second decimal place is 4, which is going to get rounded up by that 5. So we're going to get 1.45. So that's the positive answer. Let's now work out what the answer would be if actually it was a negative instead of a positive now. So if this was a minus rather than a positive. And we get minus 3.45. So those are the 2 answers to this quadratic equation. There we go, we've answered that question.